Well, I am so glad that each and every one of you are here today. And I just want to say that I just love you all so much in this community. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of the birthday love that I received yesterday. God was like, Shonda, you just putting so much love into the atmosphere. And I tell you what, you are an example of faith going out in this atmosphere and God clothing it, because what I give, you all gave it back to me, and I was just so overwhelmed with so much love that it was just beyond measure. And I just want you to know that you all in this beautiful community, you all are the epitome of God's greatest creation, and you are full of so much love. You're just so lovable, and I'm just here for it. Mwah! I love you so much. Okay, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Well, listen, let's get into it. I want you to know that it was people that talked about you and called you crazy because you were set apart. You didn't do the things that everybody else was doing, not even in your family. You was just set apart, and you went through some things in your life, but it was through those times that God really began to perfect his handprint on your whole purpose in your life. I mean, they said, they marked, they talked about you. Some of them saw you struggle, saw you hungry, didn't offer you a crumb. Some of them knew that you needed help and deliberately did not help you, hoping that you would never make it to the promise. And I want you to understand this, that was the devil the whole time, camouflaged in flesh, by some of those that you are the closest to. They called you crazy. They looked at you like you were an astonishment, okay? But not anymore, okay? They fear God now because of you. They see the hand of God just moving so beautifully in your entire experience. Everything that you told them that wasn't going to come to pass, God has began to allow those things to come to pass in your life. And every enemy and everything that they tried to do to prevent you from walking into your season, because of your prayers and because of your consistency in the relationship with God, now they're taking notice and they want to be a part of the kingdom and the way that it's operating now. Them same folks that set up and talked about you and made things so difficult for you will be the same ones calling you, asking you to pray for them, will be the same ones calling you to tell their life story to you, will be the same ones that's trying to be in your presence today because God is just radiating through you. I want you to understand right now that you are changing the world. I want to give you a word. Let's head over to Psalms 40:1-3. And it says, David says that I wait patiently. That means that he waited expectantly for the Lord. And he turned to me and heard my cry. He lifted me out of a slimy pit. That means a horrible place of turmoil and destruction. Let me just hold it right here. See, what happened in your life? Because you were going through life situations and circumstances, and you were going through what what he ordained for you to go through. I know that sounds crazy, but it took all of that to get you where you are today. And some of you were in a very pit, a low place. Some of you had confronted with destruction and all these things that we are confronted with. Some of us didn't have an easy life. Some of us didn't have a privileged life. Some of us just seems like we were born in hell. And because of you being able to just get it and sit down and allow God to process you, God heard you and he pulled you out of that horrible place. He pulled you out of that pit. He pulled you out of that friend group. He pulled you away from them family members. He pulled you out of that crummy job, and he has set your foot on a solid place. He set your foot on a rock, which is Jesus. Come on today, and gave me a firm place to stand. So I want you to understand, because you survived the flaming arrows of the evil one, you survived the backstabbing, you survived the gossip, you survived going without, you survived the heavy weights that life put on you, and because of that, God has established you. He has established you in your territory. People are turning to God now because of you. And here's the crazy part about it. At first, they're going to God not because they want God, but it's because they want what you got. But they have to understand that in order for them to get what you got, that comes from favor. And favor comes through going through the pit. Come on, somebody. Being in a low place. Come on. Being talked about and ridiculed. Come on, somebody today. Being broken. Come on today. Being just put out like an outcast, okay? Healing is messy, healing is ugly. But because you stayed with God, though, he established you, and now they're looking at you. Come on today. He put a new song in your mouth, a hymn of praise to our God. Many will see and fear the Lord and put their trust in him confidently with reverence. I want you to understand something. Because you decided to take your life seriously, I want you to know that the devil never wanted you to take your life seriously. He wanted you to always blame your life on what happened in your past. If I hadn't been in this relationship, or if I haven't been in that, if I wasn't born in this family, if them folk wasn't my parents, oh, woulda, coulda, shoulda. He wants you to get caught up in those type of conversations because they're low conversations. But every time when we were going through the process, when we got caught up in them conversations, the Lord allowed the devil to come on in and just break that up off of our spirit so we could stop complaining, we could stop whining, and we could go ahead and possess that promise. Because I want you to understand something. It is because of your reliance on the Lord, your reliance in the things that are unseen, that are very spiritually linked to God. It's because of your faithfulness and your dedication and your resilience, okay, that God has established you in a spot, and ain't no demon in hell gonna ever kick you up out of this spot, because your steps are ordered by the Lord. But because of the favor that's shining on your life, some of you have not even received the manifestation yet in the physical, but it's all over you. It's all inside of you. The presence of God is just all in you. And because of his presence, though, them same folks want to be like you, which means they want to come to God. They trying to see what God is all about now. They're trying to see what holiness is all about now. Because I want you to understand that you are the leaders in this new movement, is new earth that God is revealing to the enemy. You are a part of the whole army of God. You are the best kept secret known to the ages. And I want you to understand, baby, that when you walk up into situations, they know and they look at you and they say, this is surely a person. These are people that the Lord has blessed. I want you to understand that you have such a vibe and you have such a presence and you have such this majesty about you that you can't help but impact those around you, because it's that touch. It's that spiritual touch that come from on high that God has select your whole aura with, baby, that you kicking out into this atmosphere. And I want you to know, baby, that they used to talk about you. They used to call you crazy. They said that your dreams were pipe dreams. They looked down on you because you didn't have nice things. You had it hard in life. You had to fight for everything that you got. You had to cleave to God, just hoping somehow that the devil would leave you alone. And because God told him to back up off of you, come on, because you are covered in the blood of Jesus Christ. I want you to understand now today that them same people, they looking at you and they trying to be like you, and they fear God because of you, because some of them opened their mouth up against you and they fell sick. Their lives fell flat. They began to lose a lot of stuff up in their life because they was talking about you. But because you stayed steadfast and unmovable, and because like David, you cried out to God, because you made him your refuge and your strength and your tower and your barrier of protection, baby, because you made God your promise, honey, in the midst of the wilderness, because you made God your all with all. I'm just trying to calm down. But I want you to understand that you are impacting folk out here. And because of that right there, them same folks that talked about you, they running to God today. So congratulations, baby, because you are changing the world. And until the next video, guys, peace, because I still believe in you. Bye now.